Welcome, my name is Ricky Pound and I'm the House Director of Turner's House in Twickenham. I am delighted to guide you on this virtual tour around our latest exhibition, opened by Sir David Attenborough on Friday, January the 10th, 2020, and the first at Turner's House to feature oil sketches by Joseph my Lord William Turner. Turner was born on the 23rd of April 1775 on St George's Day and baptised at St Paul's Church in Covent Garden. Turner is arguably Britain's greatest painter and responsible for an estimated 32,000 works of art. His reputation has been acknowledged by the British public through his appearance on the new £20 note, which was released by the Bank of England on the 20th of February 2020. The reason why this exhibition is so special is that it's the only location where original Turner paintings can be viewed in a house designed and lived in by the artist, with his house also being his largest work of art. Furthermore, we believe this is the first time anything owned by Turner has been in the house since the property was sold in 1826 and Turner and his father moved back to 47 Queen Anne Street in Marylebone. We are particularly grateful as the 5 oil sketches that you'll see today have been loaned to us by Tate Britain, and we hope that this will be the start of a series where each year we will see original Turner paintings on different themes and different mediums displayed in this exhibition space. We have called this exhibition Turner in the Thames, 5 paintings, and the oil sketches here today form part of a series of 18 sketches that Turner painted between 1805 and the beginning of 1806, when he was living nearby in upstream Isleworth at Sion Ferry House. The paintings were completed at a time where Turner allowed himself time to relax without the pressures of an agenda or commissions. However, several of these sketches would later become the basis for much larger finished paintings. Turner was familiar with this part of West London. When he was younger, Turner was sent off to live with relations in Brentford, possibly as his family at home were coping with his mother's mental illness. From 1806 he would rent a property in Hammersmith until 1811, and whilst here he would purchase the land in 1807 on which Sandycombe Lodge would begin construction from 1810 and would be completed with its side buildings in 1813. It is highly likely that his friend and fellow fisherman John Soane helped him in this venture. What is unusual about these 5 particular works of art are that they are painted on recycled mahogany. This is a rare instance in Turner's career where he would paint on plein air, that is, in situ and out in the open river, in this case on the waters of the River Thames. Turner would later in his career paint again on mahogany, but always in his studio. There were practical reasons why Turner chose mahogany, as it is recorded that the year 1805 was particularly wet, and canvas would have been unsuitable for such damp and inclement conditions. It would also have suited Turner that the wood had been free, so expenses would have been spared. In some cases the mahogany was primed with a white background, allowing the painting to be brighter. It is also possible that Turner designed the boat on which he travelled up and down the river, customising it in order to have larger pieces of mahogany and to areas specific for his colours and other painted materials. Drawings in his sketchbook from this period show several designs for boats. Undoubtedly, in the course of his painting on the River Thames, Turner would have laid aside his paintbrushes and picked up his fishing rod, as Turner, together with the likes of his friends John Soane and the sculptor Francis Chancery, were known to have been keen fishermen. Indeed, it is quite possible that John Soane, then living at nearby Pitshanger Manor at Ealing, joined Turner on several of the boat trips along the Thames at this time. All 5 paintings have similar frames, stencilled 1805 to 1810. These paintings would have been discovered in Turner's studio after his death, and together with many other artworks would have been taken to the National Gallery and framed after 1856, once Turner's will had finally been settled. Several of the paintings displayed in this exhibition have identifiable locations, but others are ambiguous. The first painting shown is perhaps the most recognisable in terms of locations, as it is Windsor Castle and can be seen predominantly viewed. This is one of the paintings that did receive a white primer in order to make the overlaid colours more luminous. The largest painting in the exhibition shows a view what is believed to be Walton Reach, and it was here that Turner's influence on French 19th century impressionists can be seen most readily. Another French painter, Jean-Baptiste Camille Corot, uses a similar style on the portrayal of trees in his painting of the Richmond Riverside of 1862. What is also striking about Turner's painting is that in several parts Turner has painted over the mahogany very sparingly, deliberately allowing for the natural grain of the wood to show through and become part of the details of the artwork. This can be seen, for example, in the muddy track running down to the river and on the surface of the water in its ripples, swirls and eddies. The third oil painting is also the smallest and most intimate and shows either a sunrise or a sunset. Here Turner is experimenting with different colours in the sky and the treatment of water. The fourth painting is entitled The Thames near Windsor, but due to the vagueness of the location and absence of landmarks, this could be at any point along the stretch of the River Thames. As these artworks were for Turner's eyes only, they were not signed and were not intended to be seen by others. They remained in Turner's Queen Anne Street studio unseen from their completion until his death in 1851. The fifth and final oil sketch depicts the old town of Isleworth from the Richmond side of the Thames. Across the river can be seen the distinctive cupola of Old Isleworth Church, otherwise known as All Saints' Church. Immediately in front is a squat, rotund building, which is almost certainly the classical pavilion, designed by Richard Milne in 1804, on lands of the Duke of Northumberland at Sion. Turner drew and painted this classical building many times, and on occasion it was accompanied by other classical monuments, giving the scene a distinctive Arcadian, Claudian feel. Often the circular pavilion was shown without its wings, and sometimes with. The building was also illustrated in all its classical glory. In a couple of engravings from Turner's seminal Liber Studiorum series, the first simply called Isleworth and the second modified under the title of Isis. It was just behind this building that Turner lived in Old Sion Ferry House, the base from which he set out on his paintings and fishing trips along the River Thames. Unfortunately, the building was destroyed by incendiary bombs in the Second World War and later rebuilt in a similar style to the building that Turner would have known. I do hope that you enjoyed this virtual tour. Turner's House is a registered charity. For further information, please visit our website at www.turnershouse.org. The website will also give you further information about how you can support us into the future. Turner's House is grateful to the following partners and organisations for making this exhibition possible. To the Ferryman Project, administered by Tate and funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. To the John Ellerman Foundation, Art Fund, Civic Pride Fund, Gentle Matthias Solicitors and Cantel & Co. Sales and Lettings.